tieria kende. Ekioge go tieria ekioge kende.
Mugusiano cia soberete ona lero ni gombwato mugeni gaiga omugeni uyu twamanyanire kurwa matuka etire omwana agachaka murangiriria abantu twese na system za kamera kujisuku nyuma omwana akamanya godire nere akabanga ikikondi kabanga kai nga for the first time twanyorira mugusi okonyore kirugo imi United States of America. Bona tima itinga kingo mo introduce my thinking nyaka bango kwana lakini aiganata ketetuto to freestyle tunala agosoria Hulda Momanyi the House of Representatives Minnesota.
Yes.
Minnesota House of Representatives.
Yes.
Nere to ko mogaiga umwana midombi yoli
Amwana midosorobi.
Nga kyoko bo.
Ninje naito karanstega.
Joma itinga bano wachiri
Tigaye.
eh
Oyo ya
lakini
sai.
bintu binde mbire omanyete none bibiri agataba nga Yusufu agataba mwa mwabonga nga you meant it for evil yani igoreri yale nga ya Misri wachiri
Unachire pi.
and then good to
Surprise.
see
You too.
you. How are you?
I am well and
You know those days you could just come and we could talk. Now, I looked at you eternally. I said, now, do I really have space here? Because I was looking at on this date, you go here, you go there, and then this, and then Mombasa, and then Kisii. Good to see you.
Kijado.
How
you
is
name
it live now that you
Amwana
are a
mido.
government officer?
Ngaito kwansera.
Ndio,
Inje naye gotokorwale.
Atambi mono. Atambi.
About
And
what?
then you got chinga celebrations.
Yes.
It was back to back.
Honey was back to back, and you are a big part of that, by the way.
Yes.
You hosted the welcome. You are the MC for the welcoming ceremony.
Yes.
That I was told about 10,000 people showed up.
There were so many. There were so many people. Nyambara boys, there were so many people.
We have come a long way. We
So
have
we
come
have
a
to
long
see
way. I can now go to my Standing Apps project.
Yes.
You are the first interviewer that gave me a platform, by the way. Yes. Back then.
When was that?
That was in 2013, 2012.
Yes.
That's how long we've known one another.
Yes.
Yes.
And you could come and then you go around schools and then you donate and meet girls and such.
Yes.
Sasa wewe ni jina kubwa.
And now we are here. Atimo
Wewe ni
shimo.
jina kubwa.
Mwana minto.
Wewe ni jina kubwa.
Ngakire chingo byo mwana oyo mino.
Honey,
Omogambi America.
you know, God can do things in a very strange way.
He can.
Within
He
a
can.
very short time, things changed.
Changed completely. Who have ever thought that I would be sitting here as an elected official in a foreign land, Ekoroko America, omwana okuru nyamemiso. No background of wealth, no background of influence, no background of political history, nothing.
Do you remember when
side.
you wanted to vie? You asked me.
Yes,
"Mwana,
I did.
I'm asking you something.
Yeah.
I want to try something. What are you going to kick? I
Na
want just to
kubodi.
go. Ebona makubodi, what exactly is that? Ngakanga nishukuru kubodi nyamira. Ngabodi, what is it? Akata, no. I want to try something.
Yes.
And then I asked you are sure? Can I be yes? I wanted to try. Kwanza litanga ni kwa boleti Senate. Okwa boleti Senate.
Omwana minto, before we even go that far, igona aboliti President Omanyagetinge in Minnesota. You remember?
Yes.
You interviewed me as the newly elected President
Yes,
Omanyagetinge.
Nyandoka win.
Yes.
Because you took over from
Chuigichana. Yes.
And then from there, by the way,
yes.
from the president Yamanyagetinga.
Yes.
And then
I ran now for Senate because a lot of people might think what you've done. But when you've won, that's when now they know what you've done. So in 2022, you remember, I ran for Senate and I lost by this much.
Yes.
And then I was depressed for a few months. Because when you pour yourself into something and you lose, it was tough. But then I was reminded of the why. Why did I get into this space of service, right? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And so I ran in 2022 and here we are now.
Because I remember, sometimes people see success and they don't. Because I remember even at some point, you wanted to bring your daughter in Kenya. Because it was you. But I think she stayed here for
a few months. Days. No, she went to school here.
Yeah, but I think for like maybe 2 months.
About then, 2 to 3 months while I was campaigning.
Yes.
Because my parents were here during that time.
Yes.
And so we thought maybe if she was here, back then I just had one child.
Yes.
I would have the humble time of campaigning. And I did. I really did. It was hard. And so that's why I said, yani, when we lost that race, it wasn't just me. It was the whole entire ecosystem that was Team Hulda that lost. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. How is your dad?
Mr. Philip Momanyi.
And how is Mami? And how is...
Mama Tabitha.
Yes.
Mama Mboga.
Yes.
They're doing good.
And also your grandmom.
And my grandmother, remember? She passed away. You emceed.
No.
Which one?
When we talked with mom and dad when you won, there was not... Akuko na mtu mwingine?
No.
No. Yeah.
My grandmother passed away.
No. I remember that. I remember. Sorry, I think I confused.
Yes.
So you are with your mom and with
my mom, my whole entire family.
They are there.
My dad,
Mr.
my
Ndiye.
siblings, Mr. Ndiye, sweetheart, sweet banana. I am good. I'm here with your brother Sorobi. He is
good
great.
To see you.
He's good.
Sasa, you're in the office. I'm just wondering how, the other day you were doing a video and you were showing. Mimi ni mheshimiwa, chakula nachipikia. Mimi ni mheshimiwa, ngo lazima. Mimi ni mheshimiwa. Me, I thought there's some privileges when you're...
Mwanamendo. This life is too short. You need to have some fun with it. The reason why I did that, for those of you who follow me, I did that TikTok was because I get a lot of questions.
Yes.
Some of these questions are repetitive to the point where I'm like, let me just create a video to kind of make light of it, but also just to the reality of American politics and American leaders. And in America, my friend, you do everything by yourself. You sit
so
there, you
no
do everything.
That you are mheshimiwa, you need to have this. Like here in Kenya, you're a member of parliament. I think you're given, 3 security.
My friend, there's about serving your people. And here, and also the dynamics in America is completely different from the dynamics here. Obviously, being elected here brings its own challenges. In the US, I can go to the grocery store and shop, nobody would care less. If it is my constituent and they recognize me, they just say, hey, representative, and they continue doing their own thing. They don't sit here, now let's do this. Now let me tell you my issues. There's proper protocols that they follow in terms of, okay, she's doing her groceries. Now it's not the time for me to talk to her about what the issues are in the community. I'll reach our office and then set up an appointment and we go from there. So there's those things that we in America do not really dwell on. Ativono, I have this and that. No. We are very simple people there. It's literally, American politics is rooted in serving people. If you are not serving people, then you're missing out. If you are sitting here at Tibona, I have to have an entourage to go. That's wasting taxpayers' money, my friend. So people will not allow it.
So there is nothing like you have a fleet of cars.
I drive myself. I drive myself to Bunge, by the way. The only time I'm being acknowledged is when I step into that building and they're like, Representative, my staff, welcome. What can we do for you? So how can we make
you have a team of how many when you talk about the staff? The staff for my office, for my official office, yes. Obviously I have a communications director. Yes. I have my office manager. I have our our research team who does a lot of our communications pieces. Who else? We have hospitality staff there, and that's really it. We don't have a whole lot. Which means the staff that you have, they're specifically for the office.
Yes.
But these are the things like
these are the things you're on your own.
Drive yourself.
Your clothes, your laundry, your food, you're on your own.
Now tell me, how is life when you come to Kenya and you have a big name now? You have a big name.
It is surreal.
How do you survive?
It is. I'm still grappling with the idea. I ask my staff. Sometimes I tell them to just stay a little bit far. Because
2014,
I attract...
2014, we could just...
My friend, me and you will just walk. Nobody knew.
Do you remember this?
I existed. But
do you remember there is one time you came to the show and then tukamaliza kitu around saa 6 and then ukachukua tu Uber all the way kaenda.
Yes.
And
nothing. But now I can't move like that anymore. It's a different type of mind shift because now I've gone from, and you know me, I just like to do my things. I like to just get on even a border, go do my groceries, mind my business, but not anymore.
There's one day you were driving a Propox and then you came. And then I had
The
to drive
memories.
you. Do you remember those?
You-
One thing I like, and then you were driving to a place that you do not know.
Oh, yes.
And then we meet, and then I
Yeah.
tell you, now, let me show you how we drive here in Kenya.
Uh-huh.
And then tunasunguka, and then we had to go all the way, meet the parents and such. So life has changed.
Life has changed. Life has changed. I think there's pros and cons of this new lifestyle that I found myself in. The pros is that now everything is catered for. There's that sweetness in it, right?
Yes.
Where everything is catered for. But on the other side of the coin is that I've lost my privacy.
Yeah.
Right. I can't just go. I can't freely just up and go. I have to make sure that I'm reporting, because here now I'm considered as an American asset.
Yes.
So they need to know where I am, what I'm doing, who I'm interacting with, for security purposes. Just in case something
So
happens.
now today, you're in Kenya.
I had to update my itinerary.
Your office, yes.
Yes, with the U.S. Embassy
Yes.
in Nairobi here,
Yes.
so that they know. Just in case something happens, they know where to find me. They know where to locate me. Bago chabandu siga bago tigaye gabo kana stegabo.
Nukere mwata macho hata bengo monto
Tigaye.
dio ralinya isio. Tomorrow chiko so.
No manyeti. Dori.
Yeah.
Baba te
They'll
mospi.
just rush and then they will pick you and then tell me again. You started doing campaigns for
Two-term in Minnesota. You got 2-term in Minnesota.
when are we having elections?
August.
Na uko hapa.
Primary is in August, and
Next
then
month.
yes, and then the general election is in November. That final ballot. So the primaries basically roots out individuals from. So if there's multiple party
Yes.
candidates,
Yes.
the primaries, because at the end the ballot in November only has to have one Democrat, has to have one Republican, and has to have one independent, and then obviously a write-in, right? And so in August, there's 4 people who are going for this seat, for my seat.
4 of you. How is the race?
The race, I never compare myself to anybody else. I'm only running my race. I focus on my strategy, and then I let my team work. I have a team on the ground who's been door knocking, who's been making phone calls, all of that while I'm here.
Tell me, when you campaign in the United States of
Yes.
America, what exactly what do you tell people? What do you do? How is your campaign like? Because here in Kenya, either we have a song. Okay, we have our own way of doing things. I don't
Yes.
want even to explain that.
Yeah.
Tell me, how do you do it in the US?
In-
Like now you want to be reelected. So what are you telling them?
So in the US, you're selling your policy. You're selling the work that you've done. So for me, the first time I ran, it's different, right? Because now I'm not only talking about what I want to do. I'm talking about what I've done. I have a track record now. The bills that I passed as a first-time legislator, where I was told as first-timers, you just sit back and let the veterans, lead the charge. But I was able to produce. And so my team, and the message from my team is, I have produced, get me back in there so I can continue the work. That is the message. Yeah.
So if somebody asked, can you give us probably 3 things that you've accomplished
Yes.
in your first term?
3 things. Housing. I was able to champion housing funding, brought about $50 million back to the community in terms of making sure that our people don't get into homelessness. We have a very strong family homelessness prevention program. So that $50+ million is going to be channeled through that program, so that abantu don't go into homeless. It's much cheaper to keep somebody housed than to get them out of being homeless, right? So we want to make sure that that's one of the bills that I championed, and it passed. The second one was around my city of Brooklyn Park. I championed a bill that brought about $7.5 million to renovate our community center. Our community center is old. And then our community is very diverse, not only from a racial perspective, but from an economic perspective. And then it's a young city. So there's a lot of young families there. So we needed a space that would accommodate diverse activities for the different, from, the little kids all the way to the old age, where our elderly can come in and have a space that they can champion. And then the last, and that they can fellowship, right? Then the last thing that I worked on is mental health. Especially with COVID, we saw a tremendous increase in mental health. So I championed a lot of policies that were around mental health services, really supporting local organizations who are doing the work that the government should be doing, but they've stepped up. They're nonprofits who are doing great work. They have a great record. Why don't we channel those funds to those organizations so that they can provide those social services? So if you would ask me that I would probably say those three
You're
things.
talking about homelessness. I'm wondering, why should we be having such in the United States of America? Ati kuna watu wana makao?
Oh, yes.
Why?
Oh, my goodness. And a lot of it also plays
the way
into...
people is dying to go to the United States.
I'm telling you, if you don't panga yourself, America will panga you properly, right? There was a story, I think you saw a story of a Kenyan woman in Washington State who is homeless and is living in a doghouse. Oh, yes. And I think a lot of that stems from mental health challenges, right? Right now, as we speak, there's a lot of Kenyans who are going through challenges, who are going through addiction, who are going through mental health issues. And because of all of that, my friend, you'll find yourself in the street before you know it. They can't hold down a job. If you can't hold down a job and pay your bills and take care of your day-to-day needs, you will end up being homeless. Oh, yes. Yep.
Tell me something. Najua, people are just applying, they want to live to the United States of America. But
It's
I
tough.
think here in Kenya, there's a lot of life.
There's a lot of
We
life.
story, we eat, we talk,
Yes.
we do all these things.
You have your support system.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in the United States, I'm just wondering, you do not have somebody who's taking care of your kids. How do you survive? How do you run life there?
It's tough. And again,
One minute, is it that you can't afford to have somebody to do that, or maybe because you want to have your own? Because you how do you survive? How do you?
It's expensive living in America, my friend. You have bills that you have to pay, from rent or mortgage to electricity to all of these things to childcare. Childcare in America is difficult. It's expensive. For example, right now, I have my son goes to daycare, and we pay about $300 to $400 a month. Not a month, a week. What is that in a month? That is $1,200 to $1,500 alone. That is even on the cheaper end. And that person takes my child from 9 a.m. until 4:30. What have I done in that short amount of time, right? So I still have to figure out, especially now that I'm in campaign mode, where in the evenings I'm out there door knocking, campaigning, doing whatever I need to do. So it is very expensive to raise children in America. It is, very much. And when we talk about house managers, there's no such thing as house managers there. You know why? Because if you're bringing in somebody to quote, be a house manager, I think that's the most appropriate word, right? You have to pay them a livable wage. And there, a livable wage is probably like $23 an hour. My friend, it's expensive. So basically, I am paying for daycare. What I'm working is literally going to daycare.
Yeah.
So you find families trying to figure out, how do we maybe work different shifts so we can raise our kids without spending all this money on childcare?
Now, how do you balance this? Because now working in shifts, which means when I'm working, my wife is at home.
Yeah.
Or maybe your husband is at home. Stondek is at home. When he goes to work, so when do you meet?
That's a good question. Only God knows, right? That's a part of that like hecticness of the U.S. You have to
And
work.
it cuts across
It cuts
every
across
family.
every family. You have to work there. You have. People look at those of us in the diaspora, and I think the biggest misconception. Tunaenda, oh yeah, mtungi or a tree, right? I just get up tomorrow and I just pluck.
And then you send
That's not the case. But I think that perception, we as diaspora have played into that. And I always challenge as diasporans. We come here, we have worked, we have toiled, then we come here and spray money as if we have money. When we go back home, my friend, 95% of us, because now we are so broke, we have spent all of our savings here trying to promote a lifestyle that we're not even living there, right? And we go back there and we are stressed and we have to literally work to replenish what we have used out here. A cousin of mine, one time we came here and he was flaunting his money. Ngamate, my friend, you're going right back to that nursing home to work and replenish. Why? Right? I had to call him out on it. Because we don't have the kind of money that we have portrayed and the perceptions that now have come out of that, where now somebody like you, you are rich. My friend, I'm broke. And I am not ashamed to say that, because American lifestyle is so expensive. Very expensive. Even me being elected, the keys to America. I don't. If I tell you right now how much I get paid as a legislator, you'd be like...
So are you allowed to do other businesses?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So you can still do your own stuff. You can do your own businesses.
Oh, yes.
At the same time, you're representing the people.
Most of us who are elected, especially at the state level, we have another job. You have to have another job. You can't survive on a state level salary. You can't. Yeah, it's public information. If you Googled right now, Google, how much does a Minnesota legislator make? It'll tell you. Google will tell you $52,000 a year. A year. How much does an MCA or a member of parliament here make a month? What is their salary? It's over 1.2 million a month. That's $10,000 a month, my friend. They make.
Well, probably maybe a member of parliament. I think for an MCA, it's not really.
Well, a member of parliament.
Yes,
right?
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
but again, also Katakato and such.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, what if you're given maybe 2027?
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody says, I think, Hulda, we need you to be the CS.
CS
or
of
the
what?
PS. Yeah, in Kenya.
In America or here in Kenya?
CS, maybe the PS.
My heart is there right now. I was
With all
elected
that
to do
stress,
a job.
Still you want to be there? Just come to your home country.
Come home.
Yes.
I mean, I nobody has told me, so I haven't really thought about it.
but Kenya live, I think there is a lot of
there's flexibility.
It's only that we do not have
There's
lot of work. We are willing to
of
work, but there isn't
a chill life here.
Yes.
Yeah. But again, at the same time, too, that flexibility is also rooted in you need to hustle. You said it, we don't have, right? So somehow you need to hustle and get something for the table for your kids. Yeah, there's so many messages I get of I need pay rent this month.
How do you go about that one? Yeah, because
I in the beginning,
unlike 2014 when we could meet, we could come and talk and
I only had a few requests.
Yes. Because I'm very sure even those elected, they think probably associating with you, they'll be able to have something coming to the constituency.
I do.
Or maybe coming to the county. Maybe
that is
tell me, is it doable?
Yes and no. No, in the sense that well, let me start with a yes and then you'll see why I said no. Yes, in the sense that there's opportunities that I'm exploring right now around economic trade mission, right? I'm always preaching about an economic trade mission between the state of Minnesota and Kenya. The reason why is that my priority is to make sure that I meet the needs of the people of Minnesota. And right now, within the next 2 to 3 to 5 years, we are heading into a healthcare crisis where we won't have enough healthcare workers, especially nurses, to take care of our elderly, to take care of our disabilities community, you name it, right? And so I'm looking at how do we tap into this very landed population here, where, for example, when I came in October last year, I talked to CS Migos, and I was like, what's the possibility of integrating the nursing program into the educational system here, the American nursing program, where somebody like my sister here can come and integrate herself into that program, and it's a U.S. program. They go through that program, pass their next CLEX, take that exam, the nursing exam, pass that, and then by the time they pass it, we have their pathway to getting visas with their families to the U.S. to work there. Right, to Minnesota, specifically Minnesota, to work there, right? So those are the kind of collaboration and partnerships that I'm working on, that I'm championing. Actually, the first set of nurses came about 2 months ago to Minnesota. It was a pilot program that we were trying to work on. And it's going good. We integrated them. We made sure that we plugged them in to the Kenyan community as well, because when you come there and you are just stuck with other different groups of people from different countries and different cultures, it gets lonely, so we want to make sure that this approach is a holistic approach where somebody can come and actually thrive and actually feel like they belong there. And a big part of it is integrating them into the Kenyan community in the state of Minnesota so that they can connect with people from their own tribe, from their own religious background. So that is the yes part, right? That is, something that I will continue to work with, not only from the private sector, also, in partnership with the government, right? The Ministry of Foreign Diaspora Affairs, right? PS Njogu. Been really great partners with her and her team. And the no part is that I don't have contracts individual that I can just hand you monumento a contract there you got. That doesn't exist, right? That framework is not there. Because a lot of times I speak with a lot of our my colleagues here and they're like, monumento again, don't get around. No. That's not there. I didn't come here to enrich an individual. I came here to see how can we collaborate so that my state of Minnesota can benefit, get the value, but at the same time we also bring in value back here. Because the people who are coming there, where are they sending money to? Where is that money coming to? Here. They're sending that money back here, right? And so when I think about, because I used to struggle with this concept of brain drain. Right, you know this very well. You've spoken with on this topic many a times.
You look at somebody and you're wondering, I wish you were in our country and you could be able to use your brain.
Exactly.
And again, also, I don't know whether it's our systems. We never value. So what happens? Those who get clean airs, they go to the US.
And I think it comes down to governance, right? What kind of leaders do we have in this country that can really put people in front of their needs, right? Like people-centered leadership. And this is public information. I'm not sitting here. I'm not trying to start anything, right? But if somebody is literally focused on the next election, once they get elected, they're already thinking about the next election. When do they have time to govern? I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'm like, my friend, I don't see you guys in Bunge. When do you guys ever us? Our bunge is very structured, right? And I'm not trying to throw any stones or anything like that, because obviously how governance happens here in Kenya compared to how we do it in Minnesota is completely different because of the climate, the different systems that have been put in place, and the fact that, the U.S. is a 260 democracy, right? A very mature democracy. Kenya is 63 years, right? I asked him, when do you guys, my friend, if it's not my bill, I should be out here making money. I'm like, so you people don't vote? It's very strange how governance is done here. And then obviously when you look at the results of that, a lot of the quote work and development, when does it come? Right before? Elections, right?
Now tell me, how do you, in a week, how many days are you supposed to be in the house? So how many hours and such?
We are what we call a part-time legislator. We go there for 5 months out of the year. If we have not finished the work of the state, the governor summons us back, and we have to go back and what we call special sessions. And those special sessions will last until we are done with the work of the state. So, for example, my first year, we started in January, we ended in May. Because the Constitution said by May 17th, midnight, if we have not 11:59, if we are not done with the business of the state, then the governor will call us. And we came back in June, and
so you're not finished.
And we finished the business of the of the state. And that first year was what we call a budget year. A budget year. So our legislative structure is a biennium, right? It's 2 years. So the first year is a budget year where we balance the state of the budget of the state. And that year, my first term, it was $66 billion we had to balance, right? And then the second year is a policy year where now we look at the current bills and we laws and can we tweak it? Can we make it better? Wait a second, we passed this law, but then it has an adverse effect that we were not expecting. Okay, let's do an amendment to that, or let's create a different law that addresses the issues that this law has created, right? So that's a policy year. And a policy year, sometimes we have what we call a bonding year, where we now look at the infrastructure of the state across the whole entire state to say, if we didn't finish, allocating funding for big infrastructure projects, now we can use the biennium, a bonding bill, to get that done. And so by the time May comes around, we are done with our business. I mean, the governing piece of it, the creating laws and the passing of bills, right? But the constituency work is year round. Is a full year. Yeah.
Just tell me something. Here in Kenya, when we had the issues of the budgets, people were making a lot of noise, and then we keep on wondering, where do we get the money? We talk about the budget and such. In the United States, where do you get the money from? How do you raise money?
It's a structure of taxation.
Because here in Kenya, when we do not have enough money, we have to find ways of borrowing and such. What about in the United States?
It's taxes. Everything is taxed there, and you hear the federal agency called the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. Basically, when you buy something, there's a tax there. When you run a business, you have to pay taxes. When you for example, we always, as Democrats, we are always saying the rich needs to pay their share of taxes because they're making so much money, and then the rest of us are being taxed the same way as them. How fair is that, right? And so the tax structure there is very strong. You can't avoid it. If you don't pay your taxes, they will come after your house, and they will take your house, your cars, everything. So taxes is one of those things that you just cannot avoid in the U.S. And that allows the state to have the budget, the money to
We want
budget.
to talk about Umechenjoya Jekisi and others, but before we do that, tell me, we've been having a number of cases. I don't want to mention their names, but you had a number of cases of people from either Kisii, Kenya, very unique cases. So and so just passed on. So and so. It's like the issue of the mentor. I don't know what exactly is happening. We've been having very unique cases, and you're wondering, shida ni nini? What is happening?
I think, Omano, you know this very well. It's a disease of poverty. When you're so desperate, because the reason why I even say that is because of the messages that I get. Yani a simple thing as nipatie 200 bob so I can buy some greens and oil, for today, right? And when you're desperate, my friend, your brain goes somewhere else. And so I think, again, you can tell me, you're the one who live here.
I'm talking about the cases in the United States.
Oh, in the
Our
U.S.
people in the U.S., yes. In the U.S. We had quite a number of, you're wondering, Kwani, so and so, what happened? I don't even want to mention names, but you're wondering,
it's stress.
So and so, what happened?
It's a stress, my friend. It's the stress of U.S. life, where, it's go. You don't even have time to even sit back and take care of yourself. And I think we are at that point in our communities where we have to seriously talk about a mind shift. Yeah. That, we are losing a whole generation of young people to alcohol, to mental health, to whatever addiction that is out here. When my generation, when we came, we had this hunger of go to America, put your head down, work, right? And survive, and then send back here. But now this new generation is completely different. Yani, even if when you're raising your kids there, they're giving you hell, they're giving you a headache. People are losing their damn minds, my friend. People are losing their minds because of the stresses of America. And I will never sit here and tell somebody not to come to America. I'll never do that. If God opens that door for you, come there. See it for yourself. Because even if I explain it to you, you are looking at me dressed like this going, and I'm riding out there and I'm eating whatever, and you're like, you're on everything in America, my friend.
Avocado,
yaja mira.
Avocado ngakijareng. Akienda gara yaitere. Amana bukwajali. Walire birangwete. Mapera lero.
Amapera taracha. Uyaigo.
Akiri birangwete bibuchite gusi.
Ebirangwete narire, chinsobo nalire. Nandi kinari.
Walire tiba.
Ingitiba. Bueno, baby.
Avocado kwa lero.
Avocado.
Na nyama yetu, nyama choma.
Nali na nyama choma. Where did I have the best nyama choma?
Amabera maruranu nkuriole boli. Na rocheri motonya na letimono.
Me?
Mabera maruranu.
Gakinchi no mo.
Kwa kabisa kwa.
Nchikaki.
No me tobo sonso to.
Oh, sonso. Yes, I love it. Ntago the guy. Intestines, right?
There is some green, some...
Yes, you clean the intestines of whatever, right?
Yes.
And then you cook that. Ngata unomo sonto to. Taro chini maite.
Ubanjete?
Yes.
Biri ngoliole?
No. Sonto to I'll take, but biri.
I saw you in the village running here and there. How has been life? So kaa huku miezi 2-3.
Miezi 2-3, and then what happens? Me, I have my family. Ingingo koraga. Mwana minto.
Dokora kwembeo.
Na akiro mbeo.
Oje Kenya na toka kama ndoko saka mwenye toka sekiri. Toko kwa paka tuamba kwa kansi. I don't think that whether in the United States
we don't have time.
You don't have.
We don't have time.
We have a lot of social gatherings, social life here. It's really...
You people are enjoying. You know, back in 20... You know...
That is the challenge here.
You know what I've noticed? Because I get invited to certain spaces, right? And because I'm a politician, I find myself in spaces where if I wasn't a politician, I probably wouldn't find myself, right? Here's an example. Going back to what you're saying, you people are enjoying life. In 2013, 2012, 2007, when I would come, you know, I maybe I wasn't exposed to that spaces, right? But now there's so many clubs in Nyamachoma hubs where yani you people stay there until 5 a.m. and I'm like, it's Tuesday night. When are you going to work? When yani muna enjoy. It's
to some extent it's too much, yeah?
I'm not here to judge. I'm not judging. I'm like, hey,
so glad to have you around. I'm so glad to have you around.
Thank you.
Let me ask you. Yes. Sometimes you look at opportunities here in Kenya.
Yeah.
Even in case you're in Kenya. And yeah, sometimes we think I need to go to the US. But again, also you come to Kenya, you look at some opportunities and you feel, I wish people could be able to do this and this and this and this and this. Instead of them thinking of going to the United States, still life could be.
Me, I have been very privileged and I don't take that for granted. To be in spaces where the common Mwananchi will probably don't even know exists, right? The middle class Kenyans are living very well, right? The young generation of Kenyans who are minding their business, they are changing the trajectory of not only Kenya, but the East African bloc. I look at Kenya and with all of our corruption, with all of our shortfall, we are still seen as the beacon of the East African bloc, if not, you know, half of Africa, right? That goes to show you that Kenya has so much potential that if somebody's intentional about it, they can make it here. They really can make it here. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, because I get it. I see how many people struggle. I see the challenges that an average common Mwananchi has because lack of jobs, right? But I see also hope because these young people are using technology to literally change how businesses are working, entrepreneurship. I met a young man in Nyamira who is using AI and those, what do you call it? Those aviator, I don't know what that system you put in your face, and you can literally travel around the world. You can do all sorts of stuff. And then he wants to use drones to do geo-mapping for farmers. Imagine.
In Nyamira.
In Nyamira. I was amazed at the thought process that he was thinking about, right? And then you look at the international market, looking at the African continent. I was in Toronto, Canada for Africa Health Tech Summit before I came here. And the conversations that are being had, my friend, Kenya is the epicenter of that. But the biggest issue is governance. And we've had this conversation time and time again, where some of us want to come invest here, but because of the red tape that is Kenya, you go to an office and you're being asked, leta kidogo. Why? Right? So even with all of that, Kenya still has the potential to be the gateway to the African continent. Oh, yeah.
Great, thank you. I want you to read for me.
Atato.
It means what?
It does not mean Oromo Turis Rastas.
Atato means
Atato.
what?
3.
Yes.
Amangana atato.
Yes, amangana atato yengencho. So,
yengencho, yes.
So 3 important things. Now that you're seated there, you need to give us 3 things that you've learned. Probably since you got elected. 3 things that life has taught you, something like that. 3 things that you feel like they're so fresh in your heart. I think I'll give you since you got elected. Because before you got elected, we could pick a story and such. I remember there is one time you came, we didn't meet. No, when you came for the celebrations.
Yes.
We just met on the stage when I was emceeing.
And I was
then
very
we could not be
disappointed.
able to meet. No.
Yes.
We could not be able to. But again, also I understood.
Yeah.
At least wewe tunajuana tumeongea mara mingi.
Oh yes, me and
even
you.
Before the
you
media
can call
houses,
me at 3 a.m.
Before the media houses could just rush. Me, I could host you
You're
all
the
through.
first person who gave me a platform, my
yes,
friend.
yes. 3 things that are...
3 things that I've learned. Number 1, stay humble. This space is a very interesting space. And I'm intentional every day to remind myself this is just a chapter. These titles will come and go. There's one day you'll no longer call me Mheshimiwa because I will not be in that seat. So number 1, stay humble. Number 2, I've learned that my decisions impacts the lives of people. So I have to be intentional about asking myself the decision that I'm making right now, how is that impacting the next person who's sitting right next to me? Not only in my leadership, but also just in my personal life, right? And number 3 things I've learned. It is hard being in my position. A lot of people look at me, they're like, I want to be like Hulda. I want to be up there. But it is lonely up here because there's things that I deal with. Even I can't even come home to Mr. Ondieki and tell him, sweetheart, let me tell you about this thing. By the time I give him context and then explain what I'm going through, he's just like, I love you. I'm sorry that you went through that. So finding that balance and finding time for myself, my friend, has gone out the window. So those are the 3 things. Finding
Hulda
balance.
Momanyi. Adoro mugambi Hulda Momanyi kega mangana tatu na araya.
Ngaki ko tega Ondieki's name gaki. You people refuse to acknowledge that Hiltsley exists. AKA Mr. Ondieki.
No, let me just call him Mr. Ondieki because the other name I really struggle.
That's okay.
I really struggle.
Okay.
Hulda Momanyi Ondieki.
Ondieki.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
as much as you're talking about it's a bit lonely and such, we are so glad because you're inspiring so many young people because they're wondering, so you managed to be in that position and such. So even as much as it's lonely, we are praying for the grace of God.
Thank you.
And Mr. Ondieki kindly, Mr. Ondieki, make sure you take good care of her because I'm very sure when you go through a lot, the only person who can be able to give you a shoulder to lean on is Mr. Ondieki.
Yes.
And Mr. Ondieki, we want just to appreciate. Thank you. I know when he's around, we meet and we talk. And
oh yes,
he
respects you very much.
He keeps on telling my brother. Do you remember the last time we were at opposite Yaya? Do we call that place?
Yes.
It's called...
it's a CJ's.
Yes. You're gonna be my brother. And then he keeps on listening. I'm wondering, nimemaliza kuongea. And that's like, it's your turn also too. I'm so glad to have you around.
He's very intentional about the people around him and the people around me. Obviously, you've created that relationship. So when he says, my brother, he actually means it. Yeah, because he knows if anything would happen here, he can call you and be like, where's your sister?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Abunadhochokoro moro weri tsikoliya lero. Era mangana itatu yengencho. Ngotwalanga na mheshimiwa Hulda Momanyi. Yes. Oyo ni gale the House of Minnesota House of Representatives.
Yes.
And I'm so glad to have you around. At least eona mumanyete ero ndata mumanyeti.
But there we go.
Yes. Bange mba manyeti. waga achirine bamboli ngo ibono
Back
you
in
know
the day, Bible trivia.
there's one time somebody by the way do you know that you used to sponsor my Bible trivia questions?
Oh, yes, back in the day.
Omondo agaretenga bamboli amaswali amakongo.
But now you can tell them.
Yes. When I used to do those, she's the one. Akananiambia umepata winner.
Tiango
And then,
tumeindo ikaigo.
bana kanara kwa bere bisingo bole maswali amakongo elini eli abantu bagwe.
Bagwe.
Thank you.
Do you still do that?
Yes.
On the streets and everywhere?
Yes. Even I have another one like this for Bible trivia questions. When I'm doing Bible trivia questions, yes, I have this.
Bible
As
trivia.
a reminder, I think I will give you this. You remember this.
Bible
So when I'm
trivia.
in the questions, yeah. Now we want to do a big show. We want to do more of like it's a show. There are
Very
people,
nice.
they are seated there.
Yes.
And then because basically we want just to encourage people to read the word.
Amen. That has never changed with you.
So I think I can also give you this one.
Yes.
Give Mr. Ndieke, mwambie. It's just to have it with you. Nothing much. Nothing much.
Atato.
Atato yengenjo.
I was reading it atato.
Yes. Atato. 3 important things.
Yes.
I'm so glad to have you around.
I'm so
Do you want to
proud
say
of you.
something to the camera even as we finish?
Abantu baminto.
Yes.
The audience, let me speak in, because now you've
Yes.
gone
And
beyond
also
the
you
Kisi,
yes.
right? The Kisi community. Because when I started with him, it was actually, it was all about Kisi. It was like, speak Kisi. Now it's like, my friend, speak whatever language because my audience
In
has
fact, I
increased,
created
right?
this so that I can have the young generation
flexible,
who can be
yes.
able to mix. Nobody's doing, no. If you're not, just mix.
Hey, just mix.
Ukiona uonge, it's all right.
Exactly. It is such an honor to see where you've come from and where you are, and then where you're trying to go. Me, I was there. I might not have been there from the very beginning, but I found you on the road somewhere. We've been walking on this journey. So even this show, Atato, I know when you were thinking about it, you were like, I just want to teach people. So my people out there who are biggest supporters of my brother Sorobi, continue listening, continue supporting him, because this space is not easy. I know what you have done to get to here, and I'm so privileged to be here. Anytime I get the opportunity I will always come here. And thank you, especially my Gusi community, for loving on me, for just, appreciating me. Hey, you might think I'm going to go see hey, I'm one of minto. I'm was what you mean though.
Forgive me. So there's a lady munafanana naitwa is it nya there's a girl
Jocelyn.
Yes,
the singer.
Hey,
you know when I won, it went viral, and I kept on getting these text messages from random people. Oh, this is your twin. And then now they're like, hey, this person says the one that won, and I'm like, that's not me, but okay. I finally met her.
Yeah, I saw.
And it's very clear. My sister, my twin, if you are listening, I'm coming to see you perform.
Thank you. I'm not talking about where it's called Hulda, House of Representatives, Minnesota House of Representatives, and we really want to say thank you.
Yes.
Oh, by
the way, one more thing, Paul. I'm actually headed to Kisi for the Shine Crusade.
Yes.
Evangelist Samuel
Wanyonyi.
Wanyonyi.
Yes.
He's going to be there.
Yeah.
And it's starting tomorrow all the way to Sunday.
Yes.
So abantu babendogusi in Jungo, I'll be there. Join us.
Great.
Yes.
Because I remember, I think it will be Kisi University.
Kisi University.
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
There's different sessions that I have. And because he's from Minnesota, by the way.
Wanyonyi is from Minnesota.
Yes. I have known him he actually comes to the capital. His team comes to the capital. They pray for us. And so I'm excited to just partner with him. Yeah.
Because I remember I think they were supposed to do this earlier before, something like that.
Yes, they were supposed to.
Because I remember when they had a breakfast meeting, I was invited.
Yes.
They were planning, and then I think they had to push it a little bit further and such.
This is it.
Oh.
Yes. Finally, he's never done a crusade in Kisi. We told him, my friend, you can't continue doing this and not go to Kisi.
Yeah.
So yes, now we're Shine International.
Patia salam zangu, mwambie nimemsalimia.
I will.
Just tell him there is another Kisi somewhere. Ametuma salam.
I will have him come here before he goes.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you're done,
I'll tell him. Thank you.
We are done.
Ekioge. Yetieri ekene. Ekioge go tieria ekioge kene.